Hey, what's happening, YouTube world? Happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully, everyone had a nice New Year's Eve holiday and stuff, and was safe. And if you were old enough to drink, that you drink conservatively or responsibly. That's the word I want to use. As for me, I just chilled out. Watched me some football. That's right, good old American football. For those that are not familiar outside the U.S., especially unless you're a military service member, uh, it's college bowl season, and it's about the time of year anyway where almost in the football season and stuff. Anyway, hope everyone enjoyed their holiday. And basically, I'm commenting about comparing black Americans to black British. Actually, it's kind of a response, or I guess you could say it's a response, but I just really wanted to put my little insight in. I think it's a unique thing that the comments I've seen and heard about, can't pronounce the dude's name for the life of me, or his little username. I think it's Mazoin. I'm just calling him Maz or Ma. Anyway, well, don't get too mad at me. I am kind of tired, as I have been lately. I don't know, probably because the weather's starting to get crazier down here. Nice cold snap. Anyway, but black British people. I know a few black British people myself that I get in contact here in the States and elsewhere. And actually, the first time I actually thought there was actually British black people was, I want to say, 17 years ago. Oh no, I won't give out my age now. Anyway, I want to say around late 80s, early 90s, sometime before and after the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yes, Jeffrey the Butler had a little bit to do with my curiosity about it, but at the same time, there was other things. Like, I remember there was this song around that time. I'm not sure if it's at the exact same time or maybe a little later, probably a little earlier, but I'm not sure, called Thinking About You or something to that effect by a group called London Beat. I'm not sure if that's the name of the group. But they actually had they had like a one-hit wonder here. And I'm pretty sure there was other British groups that had black people, like Seal. He's the artist. Sorry, he's not a group, he's an artist. But my dad had a CD, but I didn't know he was British until like before I graduated high school. But yeah, and I started to know more, started to become more aware there was black British people or black people outside Africa and outside the United States. And I had this weird, feeling, it kind of shocked me. And I know, because I had tried to explain this to my black British friends from out and about, and they was like, well, we're used to it. I'm like, okay, I understand that, yes, y'all are used to that, but you talk to your average black American or someone that's not familiar with you guys, they'll be shocked, because it's like they wouldn't come up with that assumption, maybe they came up from a different type of background where they hadn't had to learn the opportunity, which they probably have now. But like I said, basically what I learned about black British and stuff had me wondering, well, learning about black history, I wonder what the black British people had went through growing up or living in Britain. And once I started to learn more about black British people, I started to get into some of the politics, not necessarily some of the politics, try to see, okay, like for example, I always had the curiosity, well, what did black British people get into? Did they listen to American music, or did they listen to British music? Did they have their own style, or something like that? Just a little basic curiosities and stuff. And I remember when I started watching soccer, I started to see more black people play soccer, and I was like, okay. It didn't really hit me till recently. I saw an interview on Fox Soccer Channel a long time ago. It was an English striker by the name of I can't remember his first name, but he plays for Tottenham or Portsmouth. Anyway, William Defoe. Well, if anyone's familiar, his last name is Defoe. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about. His last name is Defoe. And I was listening to his interview, or I was watching and listening to his interview, and I was so shocked because he spoke so articulate. Well, the way how he sounded, and I remember watching David Beckham how he talked. It was like, man, these guys talk alike. Then I started listening to BBC. Uh, Before I did occasionally, but not like, consistently like I do nowadays. Nowadays, the only reason I listen to BBC is to be honest with you, listen to Dalton Adebayo, who's one of the main presenters in one of the BBC radio channels, and I listen to him because he got some good insight. At first, I thought he was some white British guy at first because he talked so well and articulate. Well, come to find out, he was obviously a black guy. Looking at his name, Dalton Adebayo, he had to be a black guy 9 times out of 10 anyway. But I was also shocked by it because it was like, here I am, black American guy, and I'm not saying, well, I'm looking at it at an innocent ignorance, if you understand where I'm coming from. And I was like, it's easy for anyone that's familiar with black British, that been around black British for a long time, and they got used to it. Well, for me, who just recently, I say, yeah, within the last 17 years, this is still kind of recent to me, but I still get a shock. And I think it's the sexiest thing when I heard in '97 Mel B from Spice Girls, and I was like, man, she's sexy. Well, she's sexier now than she was back then, but it was just how the way she carried herself, the way she and everything. And I started meet a couple of my friends, and they talk, similar, of course. And I was told them, that's the sexiest thing. And it's like, well, what? I was like, you just don't know. I mean, when a black American guy usually visualize a black woman, especially how she talked, it definitely wouldn't be a British accent or accent per se. I mean, if it was an accent part, it'd be more like a Jamaican accent or island accent.